Hey YouTube, here again to talk about things going on in the world around us, but first, go Warriors. About to start the most historic NBA Finals in the NBA history thus far. Warriors 12-0, Cavaliers 12-1, and we have the most amount of MVPs in one final series in NBA history. But enough of that. Time to get to the meat of the matter. Paris Climate Agreement. To put this up front, I seldom have to defend Trump, and I hate doing it. But I think Trump is getting way too much flack for this one, and just Trump has become such an easy target. It's so quick to jump on him regarding matters, especially ones with such weight and magnitude, such of the Paris Climate Agreement. But I really have to express my libertarianism in this matter. So first and foremost, put this up front before you start attacking me in the matter. I do agree the United States has to do more and has to be more influential regarding protecting the environment, not only regarding our own matters, but regarding global matters of being at the forefront of that. But I don't think the Paris Climate Agreement is how you do it, and here's why. You can look up the summary of the Paris Climate Agreement, and that's publicly online, and there is more literature on it that goes a little bit more in depth about what the Paris Climate Agreement is like. So I encourage you all to look that up. Google search it. It's in the first few results. You can look it up and read it for yourself. And before I talk about that, let me just explain my libertarian position. Our founding fathers specifically wanted a country of their own because they were tired of the globalism in the 1700s, when countries like England were telling the colonies what to do and taxing them without any real right to do so. And this reaching towards globalism is what is still happening, and it's important we maintain our sovereignty by not getting into foreign entanglements like what Washington and Jefferson asked us to do. I know it's a different world now, but hear me out on the Paris Climate Agreement. In the wording of the Paris Climate Agreement, there were a lot of instances where there was wording such as collective, and there are some parts where it says the global emission standards must be maintained as prescribed by the Paris Climate Agreement, and the scientists the Paris Climate Agreement appoint to decide that global standard. And the danger of this is what happens if you don't maintain that global standard. Who enforces that? And how do you maintain that global standard? Because a lot of people tend to think like, oh, okay, well, a country just changes to nuclear energy and we are now at the global standard. No, part of it is also emissions. Are we going to start taking cars off the road? Are we going to start punishing people for heating their homes too much in the winter? Because Canada has already been implementing things like this. Now, they have very high taxes on things such as water and things such as electricity in order to have, in provinces like Quebec, in order to maintain their standard. and it honestly has reduced the quality of life, primarily for those who are in the lower income areas who can't afford to heat their homes because of the new taxes implemented by that province in order to maintain their country's standard. So if we move in the Paris Climate Agreement, does that mean we have to abide by the standards decided by scientists appointed by this international group, which has been put together by the Paris Climate Agreement? So these are my honest questions regarding these matters. And if anything, I do support something like an international committee in regards to putting something like this together, but I do not think an international standard is how to do it. And more importantly, I think Obama superseded Congress at a very important time when we are deciding global standards for energy. And especially in regards to, I know that was gross, I picked stuff out of my ear and flicked it at the camera. Hope you're still paying attention. No, but really, in complete honesty, I think Obama was way out of line by deciding our national emission standards and just handing it over to the Paris Climate Agreement without having congressional approval. I do understand that Congress would probably never approve something like that, but I do think there is a huge amount of value in national sovereignty, and there is danger in globalism and danger in authoritarianism, especially when regarding things like authority, because or things like energy, which is used by everyone. And I think the biggest and most valuable people here to consider are the poor people, and how would they suffer from just willy-nilly changing global emission standards. And anyways, if you hated that, thanks for enduring, and let me know what you thought. If you liked it, spot me a like, and share it if you like. These are just things to consider, and my solution, since I often just complain about things and don't offer my perspective otherwise, my solution would be to have a national committee for global emission standards, which would take into consideration people in poor areas, in areas like Tennessee or Alaska, where they would have separate needs than people like in California or New York. Anyways, that's it for me. Again, tell me what you think, and I'll catch you on the next one.